and action.
BeerFork is filmed before a live studio audience.
Steve!
So this is the last of our June Gose series, and we've got Steve back, and he brought the fantastic Gose by Westbrook, and one of your favorites, you would say?
Yes, yeah. Anytime I can find it, I always buy it.
Yeah, so a little bit harder to find, but sounds like it is worth the hunt. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about it. It is 4%. It is a malt beverage brewed with coriander and sea salt, which is the traditional style. On the back it says this is our interpretation of Gose, and on here they actually says pronounced Gose. So my Gose is totally wrong. It's Gose.
But it sounds fancier when you do it's pinky out when you do the Gose.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, it's a traditional German style wheat beer brewed with coriander and salt. Once nearly extinct, which is true. The art form was almost gone. This very refreshing style is making a comeback in a very, very big way.
Yeah, it's really interesting that a lot of older style beers are becoming like vogue again. A lot of breweries are doing older style beers, and Goses are a perfect example.
Yeah, the craft beer revolution in America has been really fantastic for branching us away from all the lagers that we were drinking, and we're getting so many more beers. You know, I tell people, you know, if you don't like beer, it's only because you haven't met one that you like. There's actually more styles of beer and flavors and beers and things that you can do with beer than there are with wine. So
Preach!
So yeah, I like wine, but beer is better. All right, let's try this one.
Let's go. Woo! Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah!
That was too big.
All right,
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Oh, this is very hazy.
Let's see here. Yeah, that one's definitely up there in the hazy department, which is similar to the Southern Pines one and the one that we had from Wicked Weed. Definitely hazy. You got a really nice little head on yours. Mine, I didn't quite get as good, but it's hanging in there.
Yeah, it's got some nice lacing to it, a lot of sticking to the sides of the glass. The haziness is really nice, but you can still see the carbonation through it. It's almost like a gradient of colors. Starts as a very, very golden straw color almost, and then gets kind of lighter as you go down to the bottom of the glass.
Yeah, I'm actually noticing that. You know, I don't know if I noticed that in the other beers.
I don't think I saw it in the other beers. It was a lot more consistent. I don't know what that says about the actual beer itself or not, but...
Yeah, but it's a little bit more
trippy.
interesting to look at.
Yes, exactly.
Science!
It's science.
It's science. All right, does this have this the Gose smell that you like?
So it does, but I'll, you know, just full confession, I accidentally sat on this one a little bit longer than they typically recommend sitting on it. It's not usually a beer that you age, so because of that, it might have a couple of different characteristics than it normally does, but I think you'll still get a nice understanding of what it's actually supposed to taste like.
I was gonna say, the aroma on this is not nearly as pungent as like the Southern Pines, which the Southern Pines was incredibly fresh.
Yes.
They just released it, and that one had a very overwhelming aroma. This one's a little bit, I mean, it's toned down, but it's still there, and it's slightly sweeter.
Exactly. It still has a lot of the characteristics that when you do smell Gose, kind of the funkier, sort of weirder, brinier smells that you do kind of typically run into. Armpit smells, as we like to call it. It's just a little bit more toned down because of the accidental aging to it, but I don't think that's gonna, you know, be bad as far as the flavor is concerned.
I'm gonna say in terms of the aroma, I'm actually thinking I'm gonna get more of that coriander and maybe a little bit more citrus out of it, and I'm actually kind of looking forward to that.
Well, let's find out.
Cheers. Woo, that one is right on the very tip of my tongue.
Right, yeah.
Woo, I like it. It's super, super sweet, tart, and salty. Just right there.
So I think because of the, again, accidental aging aspects of it, it does have a little bit more sweetness than some of the other Goses that you've tried and that we've gone over tonight. But
way
it's
more
still,
forward on the tongue.
Yeah, but it's not to its detriment. You know what I mean? I think it almost, like you were saying, it allows you to try or at least try to seek out the salt, the coriander that you're typically expecting without having to go through a ton of layers of sour before you even get to it.
Yeah, and I think I like the fact that it is toned down. I feel like even though it's definitely on the tip of the tongue, you get the salt and the sour. The aftertaste to me is where I'm actually getting a lot of the coriander, and I really like that. Like I feel like this would pair really super well with Indian food.
Yes, it would.
I'm getting a little hungry.
Because it's you're correct. I mean, it's not very straightforward as far as like immediately tasting all those flavors. You get it after a little while after you've swallowed your portion, but it's got a very great mouthfeel to it. It still has an awesome aroma to it. And it's just, it's a little bit sweeter than I would typically want my Goses.
You like yours to be like, ooh.
I like my face to implode when I have
I'm starting to get the punch.
Yeah, it's, it happens after a little while, but regardless of the aging aspects of it, I do think that this is a great representation of kind of a more traditional style version of the Gose.
And I like it. Now, obviously, I know you buy it since you brought it.
Yeah, but it's one of those things because a lot of other people who do enjoy Goses also thoroughly. This is almost kind of like the holy grail almost of this particular style. So whenever it does hit kind of bottle shops, it just immediately disappears. So I would totally buy it. I'd totally buy it. I love Westbrook's stuff. I love the style and I love the representation of it, but it's just you have to be able to find it. So that's the issue.
That makes it a lot harder than like some of our other ones, like the Sierra Nevada Otravez, which is
pretty
a lot
regular,
more accessible.
Yeah, even the Wicked Weed one, you can find pretty easily. Yeah.
But you know what? Okay, so you've been here the whole time when we've been filming and shooting all these. Which of the 5 beers do you like the best?
I would honestly say the Wild Sour from Distill. Just because, I mean, I hate to harp on it, I feel like if I hadn't sat on this one for so long, it would be a 1A, 1B Westbrook Distill. But the Distill Wild Sour just had that sort of green apple, really tart sort of taste that when I want a Gose, that's what I want. But not to take away from any of the other styles, I love the Otravez. It's a great kind of like gateway into Goses. If you don't know like what to look for, or if you maybe don't like other styles of Goses that you've had, the Otravez is a great one to start with. Yeah,
so I'm actually going to go with the Distill's Wild Sour as well. And some of our other audience members have other sours in the same series and said pretty much the same thing, that they are just really good. And if I was going to be a full-on Gose convert, that's going to be the one that I'm looking forward to trying again, and I would like to try the other sort of flavor versions of it. That was definitely my favorite. Like the other ones were definitely held their own, but that one, I think, takes the cake for June.
I agree.
All right, fantastic. Well, thank you, Steve.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
And thank you guys for watching, and thanks to the live studio audience for hanging out with us.
That's us!
And we'll see you guys next month for July. We're going to be doing cheap beers.
Nice.
Yeah.
America.
Yeah, boy.
Thanks again for watching BeerFork. I'm Melanie. We would love for you to subscribe so you can continue checking out our beer reviews and see what we're drinking. If you've got something to say about this particular episode, please like or comment below. If you want to see more of what we're drinking off air, we're also on Untappd, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and they're all a little bit different. And if you want to watch more right now, check out these 2 episodes over here. We've got our most recent episode and a random episode just for you.